What's up, all me Triples droids and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I am here with breaking news. So, remember how Disney likes to virtue signal, oh, we have the first LGBTQ plus kiss, but we're gonna edit it out because China doesn't like that, or other certain countries, we want their money, we don't like that, or they don't like that, so we're gonna edit it out, right? Oh my god, John Boyega, the first black male character in Star Wars, is like, wait, what about Lando Calrissian? What about Mace Windu? Well, guess what? And then they get called out because they destroyed his character, Finn's character, and they shrunk him on the poster. Well, they're getting called out again. So, Thandie Newton blasts Star Wars for killing her character. Are you fucking joking? You don't kill off the first black woman who ever had a real role in a Star Wars movie, Newton said about her character's demise in Solo: A Star Wars Story. Now, they have this little clip here. I will play a section of it at the end, and you guys can see she does bring up Lupita in it, so she knows that she's not the first black woman in Star Wars, but she makes a point of saying, she's the one that's not in like an alien costume. She's front and center. Now, this actually, I found out was actually an interview over on Inverse. So this is a long interview. It covers some movie that she's doing with Hugh Jackman and talks about her time on Westworld, but I just wanted to cover the Star Wars section, so I did cut these out. So this is what it says about it. She even made pop culture history playing Val in 2018, Solo: A Star Wars Story, though this last experience was not entirely positive one, and Newton doesn't hold back as to the reasons why. You don't kill off the first black woman to ever have a real role in a Star Wars movie, she says. Like, are you fucking joking? That Solo plot point wasn't what Newton signed on for, and she says the decision to kill Val made for dubious reasons, but more on that later. So we're going to go into a deep dive on what she actually says about Star Wars in this interview. Okay, so here we go. On Solo and how Star Wars failed its first woman of color protagonist. I felt disappointed by Star Wars that my character was killed, and actually in the script she wasn't killed. It happened during filming, and it was much more just to do with the time we had to do the scenes. It's much easier just to have me die than it is to have me fall into a vacuum of space so I can come back sometime. Which, if you guys followed any of the news with Solo, hashtag Solo lost money. They did reshoots after reshoots after reshoots, and, they didn't cut even, and Bob Iger blamed it on Star Wars fatigue. It's like, no, you guys it was a shit show, and you guys didn't make a good film. And so here's the last little bit of it from the Inverse article. So that's what it originally was, that the explosion, and she falls out, and you don't know where she's gone. So I could have come back at some point, but when we came to filming, as far as I was concerned, and I was aware, when it came to filming that scene, it was too huge a set piece to create. So they just had me blow up and I'm done. But I remembered at the time thinking, this is a big, big mistake. Not because of me, not because I wanted to come back. You don't kill off the first black woman to ever have a real role in a Star Wars movie. Like, are you fucking joking? So that's where that line comes from. I don't know if we'll actually see, a recorded interview or video evidence of this. I would love to see, her body language and her mannerisms. I can't stress that enough, because when you're reading something, you don't know if they're saying it sarcastically, if they're being sincere, if they're just messing around. So I like to see when people do interviews, but I mean, Inverse rarely ever releases that stuff. So I'm gonna play you that little snippet from the first article, just so you guys can kind of see the way that Thandie kind of talks about her character.
Val is, talk about empowerment. She just would defy anyone or anything if it compromised who she knows she is. Playing someone who is right from the get-go established as badass was great.
Let's go! What's the plan?
Thandie Newton plays the first major black woman character, a historic moment in the Star Wars universe.
Of course, there have been incredible characters. Lupita was wonderful in the movie, but you don't actually see her. I'm basically the first woman of color whose skin is seen on camera with a main role. This skin that I have that's of, a brown hue it's a big deal. And I felt that really keenly because I was a kid that loved these films, and yet there was nobody like me. It's a different thing when you actually feel represented. It's very special.
Now, from that clip, you guys can see she actually had a real love for this character. Now, when it comes to, having to be able to see somebody that looks like you, I think that some of the most powerful storytelling out there is when the person that is writing this role can make you relate to somebody that you have absolutely nothing in common with. And it's kind of, that phrase about, you don't really, don't judge a man until you walk a day in his shoes. And so when you're watching a film, you're seeing it from a certain character's perspective. And if you take a character, for example, I'm going to use, like Samuel L. Jackson. I love Quentin Tarantino movies. I love Samuel L. Jackson as an actor. I love his character in, Quentin Tarantino movies. When I'm watching Pulp Fiction, that's the character that I focus in on. I have absolutely nothing in common with Samuel L. Jackson except, we both like Star Wars and George Lucas and Samuel L. Jackson, and maybe we like oxygen and certain foods, but that's the extent of my knowledge as far as how much we have in common. When we get cut, we both bleed. We have that in common. We're both human. But so when I'm watching that movie, it doesn't matter that he looks nothing like me. I like that character. I like that character because it's just, he can just bullshit with his friend. And yes, he does, bad things like murdering people, but at the same time, he has that care for his friend. And I love stories about friendship. So I was very compelled by that because he has that moment where we should have died and we got lucky. And this is a message from God. And, I'm out. I'm out, deuces. And he tries to, relate that to John Travolta's character, to Vincent. But, Vincent's like, yeah, no, it's not for me. And Vincent, ends up dying. And Samuel Jackson probably would have died along with him. So, again, I like that character. And, again, we have nothing in common, but I can relate to that character with trying to empathize, or, trying to get a friend to understand you and, being rejected and just having to go and do your own thing. So this whole concept of you can only relate to people that look like you, I think that does a disservice to storytelling and a disservice to people, relating and understanding, having that compassion for people with different walks of life. But that's just me. But everything else that she said, you can see that she actually, had a fondness and a care for this character. And so it seemed like she must have been really hurt with the way that Disney handled this. But I mean, this is what Disney does. They literally just use people. I get called a racist, homophobic, misogynist man baby because I call this shit out, because it's like, yo, you don't treat these people like actual people. You don't treat anyone like actual people. You treat everyone like props. Daisy Ridley, prop. Adam Driver, prop. Mark Hamill, prop. Everyone. Not just, people of color, not just people of LGBTQ. Everyone to Disney is a fucking prop that they just use for money. And so she brought up Lupita in that little clip that I showed you. And so one of the things that I've been pointing out for a very long time, because this was a big controversy, is that they shrunk Finn on the poster for China, right? This is Finn front and center. It's him, Rey, and Kylo. You think that these are the 3 brand new characters because we had, the 3 characters. We had Han, Leia, and Luke in the original trilogy. And so now it's like, these are going to be the new ones. This is the next generation of Star Wars characters, right? And so he's the one that's holding the lightsaber, not Rey. So it's like, holy shit, Finn's gonna be a fucking Jedi? Like, that's awesome. But, he's not. He got completely cucked. He got made from this, in my opinion, he was the most interesting character out of the new ones. I actually liked him. I was like, I'm interested to see where this guy goes. I mean, he had that moment of realization in The Force Awakens where he's like, shit, my friend just died. What the fuck am I doing? I need to get out of here. He runs into Rey, and out of the kindness of his heart, because he doesn't have to help her, out of the kindness of his heart, he helps her because he's a good fucking person. And he has that, it seems like he's kind of romantically interested. He literally has to follow her around the galaxy helping her out, and then he gets into a fight with Kylo and he gets fucking hospitalized for that, and then the rest of the trilogy he's just comedic relief. It's bullshit. They did him fucking dirty. And so not only that, so I don't know if you guys noticed this. I pointed this out plenty of times. So if you followed my channel for a long time, you'll know this. So Lupita's character, Maz Kanata, is actually on this poster. She's teeny tiny right here behind R2-D2, which I thought was weird because when they were doing promotions for The Force Awakens, it was like, Lupita. And it's like, oh my gosh, shit. Okay, we get it. Lupita's in this movie. But then she's like an alien, and it's like she's supposed to be the Yoda stand-in, but she's fucking tiny. She's tiny, she's behind R2-D2. But where is she on the Chinese poster? Oh my gosh, she's nowhere to be seen? Wow. So, Disney getting called out for doing a character dirty, which, I mean, I think that is kind of fucked up if you're an actor and you sign a contract to play a character and in the script you die off a certain way. And I understand that sometimes they change things because maybe it fits better with the story and maybe there's just some kind of acting and it just plays off perfectly. Like in Silence of the Lambs, the scene where it's like, did the lamb stop screaming? Or, you know, when they're in Memphis and, you know, he's in the cage and he's like, and she tells him the story about the lambs. And it's just the eye contact. That was actually supposed to be a flashback scene with the little girl that played her in the first flashback scene. But because of the chemistry between Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, they kept that. And that's what won them both the Oscars, was that scene. So there are times on set when they make changes because things just work better. But they were losing money. So they're just like, nah, we're just going to kill you off. You know, the way that she died. It was supposed to be, you know, did she live? Did she die? She's just floating in the vacuum of space, leaving kind of an open-endedness for this character. And they just did her dirty. You know, they just did her dirty. If I was in her position, I would be pissed off too. I'd, you know, probably not be saying, oh, I'm a very different person than she is, so I wouldn't be using the certain terminologies that she does. But that's just my 2 cents on the situation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I mean, it's not the first time Disney has done shady shit to people. And I mean, look at the difference between when George Lucas creates Star Wars characters. Okay, when you have black characters in Star Wars, what did George Lucas create? Oh, did George Lucas create this character called Lando fucking Calrissian, who was running the Cloud City? Pretty fucking important character, right? Didn't matter that he was black. He was a good fucking character, right? Okay, and then who else did George Lucas create? Oh, was that motherfucking Mace Windu? Master Mace Windu, a Jedi Knight, one of the strongest Jedi in the Jedi Temple. Oh my god, isn't that crazy? That George Lucas created actual characters with substance that people love. And then but Disney gives him shit because, oh, he's a terrible white man that created Star Wars. We don't even want to acknowledge him on his birthday. We're just going to do a little post on our Insta story so it just goes away so we don't have it on our timeline. Fuck that. Darth fucking Vader is voiced by a black man. Like, I could just go on for days on the shit that George Lucas did. And then Disney's knockoff fanfiction version of Star Wars, because they don't care. Everyone is just props to them. And if you don't make them money, they're just going to throw you to the curb, which is exactly what happened. So anyways, everyone, sorry for that rant. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you liked this video, go ahead and smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay, dude. Thank you so much for watching this far through. And guys, until next time, have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the Force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. Hey everyone, thank you so much again for watching my channel and content. And if you guys are sick of the YouTube overlords but you still want to enjoy my content, check me out over on Odyssey. Again, same name, That Star Wars Girl. My channel is mirrored over there so you guys can still get all of my content in one place. And if you guys would like to support the channel further, go ahead and check out my Etsy where I sell prints of my artwork. And last but not least, if you haven't already, please take a minute and subscribe over to my art channel. I live stream there almost every single day. So if you'd like to catch me live and see kind of the stuff I'm working out, go over there and check it out. Thank you.